Alright, in this tutorial we're going to be getting everything installed and set up for working with Pandas. Now really all you need is Python 3 and the Pandas package. However, to make this tutorial more approachable and more relevant to data scientists, we're going to be using Anaconda. So Anaconda is going to include several tools, of which we'll be using some. But once we have it installed, we should pretty much have everything we need to get started. And so first we're going to go to anaconda.com, and then we're just going to click on the download button. And this is going to give us the Anaconda installer. Okay, and once that's finished, I'm just going to open that installer. And this is the screen that we're going to see. We're going to click through these options. Looks good. Either of these should work just fine. Default options, okay. All of this should be good. Alright, so once that's done, just continue through the menu. And I'm gonna look at that tutorial for the getting started. Okay, so I've enabled the taskbar. Just so you can see how I'm opening Anaconda. So we'll go to the start menu, type in Anaconda, see it popping up there. We'll just click that, you'll see several command prompts open and close. But eventually, we'll see Anaconda Navigator open up. And this is the menu that displays all the different applications that we have access to. Well, some that we have access to. Okay, so you might get this popping up. That is just telling you that there's an update for Navigator, which is this. You can choose to do that or not. I'm just going to skip it for now. Okay, from here we can see several different programs that we have access to, several different applications. The one that we're interested in, and that will probably exclusively be focused on, is this one right here, Jupyter Lab. So we're going to go ahead and launch Jupyter Lab. Now, when you launch it, it's going to start a server in the background, and then navigate to whatever your default browser is. So we can see here that it's launched. And it's just displaying your user folder. So before I create a new notebook, I'm just going to go ahead and create a new folder. Just for keeping all the project files in, because we will have our notebook, possibly multiple notebooks, depending on how we break out the project later on, as we're learning. But we'll also have some data files, so it'll be good to have a separate folder for that. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new notebook. So over in this menu, I'm going to click under Notebook, Python 3 IPy kernel, and drag this over. Nope, IPy Right, so from here we have cells that we can work with, that we can enter code and run it. So let's do the classic example. So if we click this button, we can run that, and we see that we get some output here. If we want to delete one of these cells, we can use the scissors. If we want to add a new cell or several, you can do so with the plus button. You can also copy and paste cells and things like that. Right, so the very first thing we're going to do in this cell is just make sure that Pandas is installed, and it should be, because it's included as part of Anaconda. So we're going to say import pandas spd, so importing that package and just giving it a more convenient name. So if we run that, you should not see an error if everything went okay. And so if everything went okay, that means that we do have Pandas installed. The very last thing that we're going to do in this tutorial is just rename our notebook. You don't have to choose any particular name. I'm just going to give it something that's a little bit more descriptive. So I'm going to right click and go to rename notebook, and I'm just going to say getting started. And we can see that was updated. Right, so I'll see you in the next one.